Welcome to A Quest for Metal. Today we are doing the top 20 albums that shaped my musical journey. And this is a special video going back in time, seeing where I started and seeing where I've ended up today in this fucking moment. So, before I get started in my video, for all other content creators out there, Metal Meltdown, Metal Trenches, Jamie Horsley, any fucking one who's watching this right now, who creates videos, I want you guys to do your own metal journey, the album that you first picked up, how it shaped you, then the albums throughout the life, the key albums, basically, the key albums that then shaped you. Maybe an album got you into death metal, so showcase that. Maybe an album got you into prog metal, so showcase that. And all the other viewers, pop down your own musical journeys down below, because it's fun to see where we started and where we've ended up. So, let's get started with the first album I ever fucking picked up, and this is number 20. So we're starting way back when I was a little sperm, and this was Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses. The first album I picked up was Guns N' Roses, and this is the album that got me into rock and made me want to listen to more heavy kind of music, wanted to listen to more extreme kinds of music than the pop and stuff I was listening to, rap and stuff I was listening to as a kid. The solos in it I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the look of everything. So yeah, Guns N' Roses, first album I ever bought that kind of spearheaded me into the whole rock and metal world. So now, moving ahead a couple of years, I didn't really buy anything else aside from that. I bought like Guns N' Roses and I had loads of other shit, like dance music and rap music, like a CD from the game and stuff. But the next one we're going to talk about, number 19, I was on a flight back from Australia, still a little kid, flight back from Australia, and I was just listening to the music, and what comes on? And Justice for Fucking All, the fucking song, like how long is it? Like 9-minute long song? It blew my mind. Blew my goddamn mind when I was a kid on that airplane, and I was just like, holy shit, Guns N' Roses is good, this is better. This has just popped my fucking metal cherry. Hell yeah, of course it's typical Metallica is the first fucking band I get into, duh. But, And Justice for All is a fucking killer song. It's one of my favourites by Metallica, so I'm glad I got into it through that song. So I got the album. Went out, got the album. And I say got the album, not with my own money. Parents got the album. And yeah, I loved it. Proggy, great. I don't care about the bass. I was a little kid, who cares? Still love all these songs. Blackened is masterpiece. One, come on. Great goddamn album. And basically from then on, it only gets better. Probably about a year later, I was in the library looking at the CDs you can rent. There's like a CD you can rent section in the library. And I saw this cool, cloudy like cover with a face in the clouds. And it said Iron Maiden. And I was like, what is that? That looks fucking sick. And I think it had just come out. Brave New World, back in 2000, I think it was. So I looked at it. I was like, I need to rent this. Don't know what it sounds like, but it sounds heavy. Sounds cool like Metallica. So yeah, I rented it. That's weird, you can rent fucking CDs, so I rented it. Listened to it a bunch, never gave it back. Oh, Questy. And it's still one of my favourite Maiden albums, and that got me into Maiden. And Maiden overtook Metallica instantly. From Brave New World, instantly hooked. Loved the soaring choruses, loved the chanty epicness of everything. I was in love with Brave New World, so Iron Maiden was my new obsession, and for a couple of years, from there to now, I still love him. So, but yeah, Brave New World was the album that got me into Maiden, and into the kind of more power metal-y kind of side of things, I guess you should say. So from then, I was binging Maiden, still listening to Metallica, and then a new shop opened up in town. Which sold, really cheap CDs. You could get 4 CDs for £5, something like that, which is a really good fucking deal. And it's way gone now, but don't you remember CD stores? I fucking do. But there's no CD stores in my town anymore, but this little shop was great. Cool little pick, so I used to go in there, look at everything, never bought anything. But eventually, I went in with some pocket money, and I bought a couple of CDs. So these are going to be the next couple in my list. First up, I got Divine Intervention by Slayer. I like skeletons. Skeletons are cool. This album cover had a skeleton on with swords through it. The name Slayer asked the guy at the shop, and he said, oh yeah, this is sick, this is thrash, if you like Metallica, you'll like this. So, of course I picked up Slayer's Divine Intervention, and of course I fucking loved it, and that got me into the harder side of thrash. I was already into Metallica, so now I'm into Slayer as well. You know, 2 parts of the big 4. I also got alongside that, because I was still in school at this time, I got him, Darklight, yeah. That's probably going to get me some shit, I don't care, I still like them, still good. Because the more emo side of stuff, more melodic, love the vocals, Ville's vocals are great. I got that, and I got Cradle of Filth's Midian. Cradle of Filth's Midian got me into extreme music. So yeah, I was jumping from Iron Maiden and Metallica straight to Cradle of Filth's Slayer, which is a big fucking leap. But Cradle of Filth, Midian, this is the album that got me into the gothic, more extreme kind of black metal stuff, as we'll see a bit later. This is the album that's kind of spearheaded that. But the last one I got, so I got him, I got Slayer, I got Cradle of Filth, and the last one I got was Dream Theater, Metropolis Part 2. And the guy at the shop tried to tell me not to buy it. He said, oh, it's boring, you won't like this, don't get this. I completely ignored him and bought it anyway. I don't fucking know why, but I saw it and I was like, this looks cool. The songs are long, like Injustice for All. I liked Injustice for All, so I thought it's going to be good. Listen to it, oh my god, it blew my mind. Dream Theater, one of my favourite bands when I was a kid. So, from the album, from Metropolis Part 2, fucking loved it. Still got the CD. I showed it you fuckers on a video. Still got the CD for that. Still got the Hymn CD, and I still got most of these CDs, actually. But yeah, from then on, prog. Love prog, so that got me into prog. Cradle of Filth, you know, got me into harsher music, and I'm starting to really love thrash at the moment. So, you know, my kind of rough age when I was at school, all the kind of new metal, alternative metal bands were blowing up, so the next couple of ones I picked up, System of a Down, Toxicity, loved how crazy they were, Chop Suey, you know, all that fucking shit, Aerials. It's a great goddamn album still, and I loved System of a Down so much as a kid. You know, it was fun. It was fun. It's still fun. It's ridiculous. I also got Korn's Issues. That's one of the, you know, pioneers of new metal. I was into that. I was into Korn's Issues, Slipknot as well. But mainly, we're going to talk about Korn's Issues and System of a Down, Toxicity, because those were the 2 main albums that kind of got me into that new metal, alternative metal sound. And you bet you're thinking it's weird, it's Issues, but it's still my favourite Korn album. It's the darkest, it's the creepiest, and falling away from me. It's still fun to listen to. You know, fuck it, it's fun. So those are the 2 albums that I got from then. Got me into that whole movement. And the next 2 ones, kind of metalcore-y, kind of get me into that genre. Bullet for My Valentine, The Poison, and Avenged Sevenfold, City of Evil. These 2 albums, ooh, I loved them. I played them to death. Loved Bullet, loved Avenged. This is the time period when I started going to gigs. And at this time, I went to see Iron Maiden, and Avenged Sevenfold was there. And I was like, because I'm loving Avenged at the moment, loving Bullet, still love Maiden, so that was a dream come true. And the other band that was there, Within Temptation. And that's the next album, which was Mother Earth, the album that I got. And that got me into symphonic metal. Started loving symphonic metal from then. And you know what comes next? Epica was the next one, the more harsher side of symphonic metal, with the death growls as well, because I didn't hear Enter at this time. And Epica blew my mind. Simone was a goddess. Loved all the albums, and Divine Conspiracy was the album that got me into it. Chasing the Dragon, oh, Obsessive Devotion, oh, love this album still. And these 2 albums got me into symphonic metal, so loved them. And it's opened the door to loads of other symphonic metal bands as well, like Nightwish. So at the moment, you know, I'm liking a lot of kind of stuff, but I wanted to get more into the metalcore and more into the new metal, because I was really enjoying that at the time. Fucking dumbass. But, so I got Disturbed's 10,000 Fists, played that to death. Loved every song on that. Played that to death. Then I also got In Flames Come Clarity. And I thought this was going to be metalcore. Still kind of sounds like it, but yeah, this one, open the doors to mellow death for me. Open the doors to mellow death. So from this, listening to like Jester Race, Sense of Purpose, all these other albums, loved them all. Sounds of Playground Fading, loved all these albums. I still do. I still don't get the hate for In Flames, but fuck it. I love all their albums. So that's the band that got me into Melodeath. In Flames, with the album Come Clarity, which is a weird album to get into, but it's around that time period, so fuck it, it was good. So we'll come back to the Epica pick for one of the last albums we'll get to, but next on, I was really liking In Flames. I wanted something kind of similar Melodeath feel, so I listened to Ensiferum, Iron. Holy shit, amazing. This got me into more harsher Melodeath, but this opened the doors to folk metal. Folk metal, Viking metal, this is the one that did it. As soon as I listened to this, I was like, fuck yeah, I started listening to Elevate, Primordial, all these other bands like this. Fintroll I was listening to a lot of. This opened the doors to that, and I was just like, yes, give me more. So while that was going on in my head, and I was still loving the Iron Maiden and stuff, so the metalcore and the new metal stuff was kind of seeping out of me as I was listening to stuff like Fintroll and Ensiferum and loving it, and Cradle of Filth still. And then I wanted more things like Cradle of Filth. I was really getting into Cradle of Filth. That was probably my favourite band at the time. And I listened to Burzum. Yeah, straight away. Burzum, Philosophum. Fucking loved it. Absolutely loved it. The harsh atmosphere. It didn't even take me a while to get into it. I loved it straight away. I was an edgy little kid. You know, as in woodworking, I made a clock. It was an upside down cross, which was black. And the numbers were just 666 on the cross edges. It worked. It fucking worked. But yeah, I listened to Burzum, loved it. And then black metal just blew open for me. Mayhem, Burzum, Emperor, Immortal, the classics I was listening to. I love it. Then I wanted something a bit more mellow, so I started listening to Alcest and Agalloch. So it was those four big bands from black metal. Then I wanted, more proggy stuff, because I still love Dream Theater. So then I found Alcest, I found Agalloch, loved the whole discographies, and they're both in my top 10 bands of all time. So, glad I discovered them. So now I'm loving black gaze, proggy kind of black metal, pure black metal, loving Melodeath, loving Melodeath, still loving Iron Maiden, still loving thrash. And then I moved back to Epica, when I started to really enjoy one of the covers they did, Crystal Mountain. And I was like, this is sick. Googled it one time. Death came up. And I was like, oh shit, who the fuck is Death? I didn't know it was a cover. So I listened to the Death cover. Oh yeah. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. But I didn't listen to a full album from Death straight away. I was like, I don't know why. Because I loved the song. You'd think I'd listen to then the full album by Death, but I didn't. I went on and listened to a band called Cannibal Corpse with the album Kill, because it's been suggested on YouTube, and it was like, you might like Kill. So I was like, yeah, maybe I will. That sounds edgy enough for me. Let's listen to Kill. Listen to it, blew my fucking mind. Blew my goddamn mind. My socks were flying off. Love the intensity, love the brutality. Cannibal Corpse is now my new fucking favourite band. God damn. So now we're coming into the last album on the list, the album which shaped my musical journey. At the moment, I'm enjoying heavy metal, thrash metal, death metal, black metal, Melodeath, folk, prog. But only one prog band, Dream Theater. And I wanted more things like Dream Theater, because I'm loving long songs, loving the epic nature of it, but I kind of want it harsh, kind of like death metal. With also some blackened tinges. I kind of want a band which does everything. So I stumbled across a band who released a new album. It was called Watershed. It was a band called Opeth. And it just ticked all the boxes. Death growls, clean singing, there's a female singing, there's acoustic, there's heavy riffs, the drumming is intense, it's long songs, atmospheric. Fell in love. Watershed is the album that got me into Opeth. Still love it now. Opeth's my favourite band of all time. And from then on, I love pretty much most metal genres. But the ones I kind of got into first, thrash metal, metalcore, new metal, they're kind of waning off. Whereas other new genres like doom metal, which I got into way after, the power metal, got into quite a bit after as well. Those are rising up in the ranks. So that was my musical journey. And today, we're listening to fucking everything. So hopefully you guys had some fun with this video, this little history recap of Questy's history. And again, pop your own down in the comments below. What shaped your musical journey? Which albums made you the person you are today? Let me know down below, and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.